The tank, a symbol of power and protection, was born out of necessity during one of history's most devastating conflicts. Imagine a vehicle capable of crossing any battlefield, crushing obstacles, and withstanding fire. But it didn't start that way. In 1916, tanks were born out of desperation, slowly crawling across war-torn land, far from the might they represent today. Let's explore how this remarkable machine evolved from a slow-moving behemoth to a force that dominates modern warfare. The concept of the tank began in the midst of the brutal and stagnant trench warfare of World War I. The trenches, which stretched across Europe like a maze, created a deadly stalemate between the Allied and Central Powers. Both sides were stuck in a grueling battle for inches of land where traditional warfare methods weren't enough to break the deadlock. As soldiers faced endless bombardments, machine gun fire, and barbed wire, a solution was desperately needed. The brainchild behind the solution was Lieutenant Colonel Ernest Swinton, a British officer and military strategist. Swinton had witnessed the horrors of trench warfare firsthand and was determined to find a way to break the stalemate. He proposed the idea of an armored vehicle that could traverse rough terrain and withstand enemy fire, thereby providing troops with a mobile shield on the battlefield. His vision was backed by the British Army's Landship Committee, a group tasked with developing new weapons for modern warfare. In 1915, after much experimentation and development, the first tank prototype, named Little Willie, was unveiled. It was an awkward, slow-moving machine that had a rudimentary design. Despite its mechanical issues, it represented a major leap in military thinking. The invention of the tank wasn't just about creating a new vehicle. It was about changing the way war was fought, and it would soon prove to be revolutionary. The development of the tank didn't happen overnight, and its journey from concept to battlefield readiness was filled with obstacles and improvements. Initially, tanks were experimental, designed to overcome the trench warfare that defined World War I. But the true evolution of the tank came through a series of critical milestones, each advancing the technology and the strategies around its use. The first significant prototype, Little Willie, was built in 1915. While it was groundbreaking in its design, it was far from perfect. The vehicle was a cumbersome, slow-moving machine, unable to achieve its full potential due to mechanical issues. Its top speed was only about 2 miles per hour, and its weight made it difficult to maneuver. However, Little Willie proved that the concept of a heavily armored vehicle capable of crossing trenches and rough terrain was viable, even if it wasn't yet effective on the battlefield. Despite its shortcomings, the British Army continued its work, and in 1916, the first full-scale deployment of tanks took place at the Battle of the Somme. This was a turning point in tank development. The Mark I tank was introduced, and it was split into two versions: the male, armed with the large cannon and machine guns, and the female, equipped only with machine guns. These first operational tanks were still plagued by issues such as mechanical breakdowns, poor speed, and limited reliability. However, the tanks were able to make a psychological impact, driving fear into the enemy and providing some tactical advantage despite their mechanical failings. Tanks had made their debut in warfare, though they were far from perfected. By the end of World War I, the tank had proven itself to be a valuable tool, but there were still many lessons to learn. The next major step in tank development occurred in the interwar period. As military strategists analyzed the results of tank usage in the war, improvements were made in design and tactics. The introduction of more reliable engines, improved armor, and better mobility became the focus. In the 1930s, the Soviet Union, driven by its own need for mechanized warfare, developed the T-34, which would become one of the most influential tank designs of the 20th century. The T-34 incorporated innovations like sloped armor, which allowed it to deflect incoming rounds more effectively, and a powerful 76mm gun. The tank's wide tracks and relatively low profile made it highly maneuverable, capable of handling difficult terrain. This design would prove essential during World War II, where the T-34 played a key role in the Soviet Union's defense against Nazi Germany. World War II marked the tank's true transformation into a pivotal component of military strategies worldwide. The German army's panzer divisions used tanks to great effect, employing fast-moving, coordinated strikes that overwhelmed their enemies. Meanwhile, the Allies, particularly the United States, developed their own tanks, such as the M4 Sherman. The Sherman was not the most powerful tank on the battlefield, but it was reliable, easy to produce, and effective in large numbers. It became the workhorse of the Allied forces, used in various campaigns across Europe and the Pacific. The Cold War era brought further advancements with the development of more advanced technologies such as composite armor, laser-guided munitions, and improved targeting systems. The M1 Abrams, which entered service with the United States in the early 1980s, exemplified these advancements. The M1 Abrams was equipped with a 120mm smoothbore gun, advanced armor, and gas turbine engines, allowing it to travel at higher speeds than earlier models. Its electronic systems provided superior targeting capabilities, which made it a formidable presence on the battlefield. As tanks enter the 21st century, their designs continue to evolve. Modern tanks, like the Russian T-90 and the American M1A2 Abrams, have become increasingly specialized, integrating advanced digital systems, GPS, and communications technologies. Tanks today are faster, more mobile, and better protected than ever before, with the latest models boasting reactive armor to counter new threats like shaped charges and anti-tank guided missiles. These tanks also feature advanced computerized fire control systems, which allow crews to engage targets with greater accuracy. Over time, tanks have also adapted to modern combat scenarios, where rapid maneuvering and versatility are key. The rise of urban warfare and asymmetrical combat has driven innovations in tank design, focusing on agility, survivability, and precision. Some newer tanks are designed to operate alongside unmanned systems and drones, showcasing the growing integration of technology in modern military strategies. In conclusion, the development of the tank has been a story of continuous improvement, with each era bringing new technologies and designs that better suited the changing nature of warfare. From the early prototypes, like Little Willie, to the technologically advanced tanks of today, the evolution of the tank has reshaped the way wars are fought, making it one of the most important innovations in military history. Each milestone in tank development has built upon the last, leading to the creation of the powerful machines that define modern armored warfare.
The history of the tank is full of unexpected breakthroughs and turning points that shaped its evolution into the formidable weapon it is today. One of the most surprising moments in tank history came at the Battle of Cambrai in 1917. This battle marked the first large-scale use of tanks in combat, and while their mechanical reliability was still lacking, the psychological impact was undeniable. The sight of these massive machines charging across the battlefield stunned the enemy and instilled fear, even though many tanks broke down before they could complete their mission. A key turning point came with the introduction of the Soviet T-34 during World War II. The tank's innovative sloped armor and powerful armament made it one of the most effective and resilient tanks of the war. Its design was a game-changer, forcing both the Axis and Allied forces to rethink their tank strategies. The T-34's combination of speed, firepower, and armor set the standard for tank development in the years to come. Another unexpected development was the rapid evolution of tank technology after World War II, as Cold War tensions pushed the military-industrial complex to innovate quickly. The rise of anti-tank weapons, such as guided missiles, forced tank designers to continuously adapt, leading to the development of reactive armor and other advanced technologies that could counter emerging threats.
As we moved into the modern era, the tank continued to evolve in response to the changing landscape of warfare. The tanks of today are vastly different from their World War I predecessors, with advancements in technology, mobility, and firepower shaping their current form. Tanks like the American M1 Abrams and the Russian T-90 stand as prime examples of the incredible leaps made in armored vehicle design. One of the most notable modern advancements is the introduction of advanced armor systems. Reactive armor, which detonates upon impact to disrupt incoming projectiles, significantly enhances tank survivability. Additionally, composite and modular armor designs allow for greater flexibility in adapting to different battlefield conditions, ensuring that tanks remain effective against a wide range of threats. Modern tanks also boast incredible firepower and precision. The M1 Abrams, for example, is equipped with a 120mm smoothbore gun that is capable of firing a wide array of munitions, from armor-piercing shells to high-explosive rounds. The fire control systems in these tanks have become incredibly sophisticated, with computerized targeting that allows crews to engage targets with pinpoint accuracy, even while on the move. Looking ahead, the future of tanks lies in their integration with autonomous and unmanned systems. The development of drones and unmanned ground vehicles, UGVs, could complement or even replace traditional tanks on the battlefield, allowing for more strategic and versatile military operations in urban and asymmetrical combat zones. The tank, while still a dominant force, is adapting to the changing dynamics of modern warfare, with technology leading the way.
The future of the tank is filled with potential, yet uncertain in many ways. While tanks have evolved significantly over the last century, the rapid advancements in unmanned and autonomous technology suggest that they might not maintain their dominance forever. As modern warfare becomes increasingly reliant on precision and technological integration, we could see a shift towards lighter, more agile armored vehicles, or even fully autonomous tanks capable of operating without human intervention. The potential for tanks to work in tandem with drones and other unmanned systems could revolutionize the battlefield. These systems would allow tanks to gather real-time intelligence, engage targets with greater precision, and operate more efficiently in environments that would otherwise be too dangerous for humans. So, what does the future hold for this powerful weapon? Will the tank continue to dominate battlefields, or will we witness a new era where technology and autonomy take over? The answer may redefine how wars are fought in the years to come.
What do you think the future holds for the tank? Will it continue to evolve, maintaining its place as a symbol of military power? Or will advancements in unmanned technology and drones lead to its replacement? The battlefield of tomorrow could look vastly different, with tanks becoming part of a larger, integrated system of autonomous vehicles. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What era of tank evolution impressed you the most? Don't forget to share this video if you found it interesting, and be sure to explore more of our content to dive deeper into military technology and history.